Hello and welcome to EDCI 5700, Introduction to Research and Curriculum and Instruction, and this is for the summer term. And the first summer term where we go to 5700, the summer term of 2025. My name is John Cannon. I'm the instructor for the course, and this recording is intended to serve as an introduction and also to walk you through the syllabus and the website. So let's go ahead and get started. And I'm going to share my screen. And the first thing I am going to share is what you will be seeing when you log in as a student into the Canvas website for EDCI 5700. So this is the home page. And what I've got on the homepage as I go through this, and I'm recording an updated version of the introductory recording. So what I have here will be replaced by this recording when you enter the website. So on the first page, you've got the course welcome video, and where you can click on here, and it'll take you to the video. The course objectives, and just going through these learning objectives. Upon successful completion of this course, the students will be able to, number one, access, search, and synthesize existing literature in their field, in your field, in your area of interest, be critical consumers of research literature, have an understanding of the nature of scholarly research and its relevance to professional lives, collect and synthesize literature related to a research study of interest. And I will also put a disclaimer out for you. This course is just designed to help you become a consumer, like number two says, a critical consumer of research literature. This course is not designed to help you develop research skills in either quantitative, qualitative, or mixed methods. That will come down the road in your graduate program if you're going through a doctoral or master's thesis program. Those specific research designs, research methodology, and developing the skills to conduct that will come with later courses. So those are the course objectives. And then we will move to the syllabus. And I'm going to go over it here shortly, but you'll click on this link, and this will take you to the syllabus. And you'll have an electronic copy here in Canvas. You'll also be able to download the syllabus if you wish. Then there's a link for meeting me and who I am. And there's a link in here to my University of Idaho webpage. Also, a link where you can send me an email. You can also send me an email through Canvas. And here's my phone number. And I will do my best to respond to all inquiries either by email or by phone within 24 hours. I understand that that is a very important thing for an online course. Then there will be the course textbooks. And the first textbook is by Creswell and Guterman, and it is the updated 7th edition version. It's available through the University of Idaho's Inclusive Access. It's also available through the publisher, Pearson. You can get it as an ebook. You can get the hard copy of the textbook. And then the American Psychological Association, APA, 7th edition. And this will be something that you will use in all of your coursework, all of your graduate level coursework. If you're going on for a master's thesis or a doctorate, then you will need this to help with the formatting of your writing. And I have links Have links on Amazon for Creswell and Guterman. I have the Pearson link, and I also have the Amazon APA link. And in inclusive access, um, see, I've got to get that open. So that we'll get that open for you. But for the inclusive access, you can go in and get the textbook from the university. So let's me now do this. Uh, all right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I did go in and open up the inclusive access, so I will walk you through it. So again, we'll go to our course textbooks. And then you click on inclusive access, and it probably has more steps to go through and get to the textbooks. And hopefully this will be refined as we go forward using the Canvas technology with the inclusive access and the BibliU course materials. So you go in here, click on that link, and then there's this box to open everything up in a new window, and it will open up, and it will have, because you're registered for the course, you'll be able to go in and you'll see the textbooks available for the course. It'll show up for you, and it'll also when you go into this, it'll show up for all the courses for which you are enrolled and the textbooks that are available through the inclusive access. And the university should be sending you a link with instructions how to opt out. It is your choice if you want to opt out on this. I will tell you that with all the activities, either through you can use either inclusive access or buy the hard copies of the books or get copies of the books from the publishers, and you won't be missing out on any activities, whichever way that you do it. So let's get back and we'll go back to the home page. We've done the textbook. Then there's the getting started. And with the getting started, um, watch the introductory video, which you're doing now. The syllabus is also available in the getting started page. Also another link for the textbooks, and then go to module one. And with all the modules, it will include a reading activity, a supplemental audio visual such as a YouTube video. There will also be supplemental PowerPoints that the authors of the textbook put together that will be available. There will be a learning reflection task and a module quiz. So let's go into module one. And with each module, I like to drive around I like to drive around Idaho, the Northwest, the western part of the country, and take pictures. And I will share for each of the modules a picture that I've taken. I'll share that with you, a little bit of an explanation of where it is at. And then for this first one, took this back in 2020. It's in southern Idaho, Elmore County, south of Mountain Home, near Bruneau, and it's very close to the Bruneau River Canyon. So then, with each module, there will be an introductory, or excuse me, with this module one, the first thing is to go to uh, uh, the discussion board, and I will have you post an introduction of who you are. I've got mine, I posted mine, and I also posted several pictures that I have taken over the last year. to share with you. And if you could post a picture in here that tells us something about who you are and tell us a little bit more about your story to complement your story. And I'd also appreciate if you could put in a photo with your name, avatar, or a photo that also represents more of who you are. So that's the introduction, and that is the first assignment. Then we'll go back to module one. Module one's different because it has that introduction. Then with each of the modules, we'll have an introductory video, and this will be updated. I'll take out the one that I did for last summer, and then there will be the reading assignment from Creswell and Guterman, and I will also provide some leading questions to help you as you go through the reading. And then there will be module reflection where you will put forth a reflective commentary of the reading. And I've put together this one for chapter one. And there will be a module quiz. Click on this and click on take the quiz. And then the questions will come up and you will go through and answer these. With the quizzes, you are given allowed three attempts, and the highest score will be recorded of the attempts. If you have any questions on this, or even when we get to if you get to the third one and would like to try it again, I have no problems with that. I'll open that up for you. But I've never had a student with the quizzes who has done it more than twice. So, okay, so let's get out of here. Back to the home page. And then at the end of the module, I will give you a suggested completion date. And the one for module one is June 22. I would tell you that the 8 weeks are going to go by fast. Make sure that you planned, follow the suggested completion date um, for each module. This is an at your own pace online course, so you can, if you wish, you can go through and complete everything in the first couple of weeks of the semester, be done with it. And I'm fine with that. I know we will have some students that will just because of other things that take place, will be doing most of the work as we get into the second part of the 8 weeks. But just remember, time is going to fly, and before you know it, it'll be the first part of August, and the course will be completing. So that is the modules. One last thing. Uh, when you get to the end, you can then click on to go to module two. And we'll be opening all the modules here in the next couple days as we get going at the start of the semester. So you can enter the next module through the previous one or from the home page. And these links will all be turned on when those modules are available. So let's go back and let's go through the syllabus real quick. I'll bring it up. So again, the course, here's my contact information. Um, yeah, I'm in Boise. I'm at the University of Idaho Boise Center. I'm in Suite 200, Office 260B. I'll also be working from home this summer. But if you need to contact me, here's my phone number. Here's my email address. The best way to contact me is either is by email, and that can be done either through your email application or if there's an email application in Canvas. Here's the college vision. Here's the college mission. Let's see here. I don't know why this file preview is here in the picture, but we'll move on. The college's conceptual framework, course description, the catalog course description. Here are the goals, course goal and expectations, and the objectives. And then there are the curriculum and instruction learning outcomes tied to the course. Here are the textbooks again, and links here in the syllabus to get into the inclusive access and web links, and also to purchase or rent um, e-textbooks from the publisher, from Amazon, and also to get hard copies of the books. I have the deadlines. I put in the suggested deadlines for each of the modules over the 8-week period. Here are the assignments. First one is the beginning of the course introduction. That's what I showed you on Blackboard. That'll be due June 15th at the end of the first week of the course. Then the module reflective commentaries and guidelines for putting those together. The learning module quizzes. And going back with the reflective commentary, there's no requirement that a student has to respond to other students' postings, but you're encouraged. You're encouraged to use this as a way to engage in a discussion over the course material. First writing assignment is going to be the research summary, and that's going to be a 3 to 4 page paper, including the reference list. Excuse me. It does not include a cover page if you used it. If you use it, a cover page is not required, and it will not be counted toward the 3 to 4 pages, but the reference list will. Here are the guidelines. This first part here is a way to organize your paper, and it's important that you organize your paper and organize it around headings. And these would be a good start. These bullet points would be a good start in organizing and naming the headings for the paper. And here are the formatting guidelines, APA 7th edition. Times New Roman 12-point font. That's the font. Other font will not be accepted. It needs to be 12-point. Double spaced with 1-inch margins. The expectation is clarity, but that also comes with practice and experience. And it should be it should be a no-brainer that correct spelling and grammar are also required. And this will be uploaded in Canvas as a Word file. I will not accept a PDF. I will not accept if you send me a link to a share file. The share file is in Canvas. So again, 3 to 4 pages. And this will be due June 29th. The next big assignment, and it's due July 13th, so about a month in, is the annotated bibliography. And again, here are the requirements for the assignment. And this one, a cover page is used. Then you've got the annotated bibliography. And with the annotated bibliography, how that works is you will have the citation For the source, you'll have it in there twice. You'll have it at the beginning of the annotation, which is to be no more than 200 words, and then you'll have the reference list, which follows APA. And at least 10 of the citate in order to be considered for A, quality work, you will need at least 10 citations, and those need to be from four different types of publications. And by publications, I mean a journal article, a dissertation, a thesis, a book chapter in an edited book, a conference, a conference proceedings, a conference research paper presentation, and a report. Those are examples. And I have provided annotated bibliography examples in Canvas. Then the final um, assignment, the capstone assignment for the course, is literature review. And I do not have a page limit here. I leave this to students. In the past, most students have written a lit review between 8 and 10 pages, and that does not include the reference. The references are the cover page. Here's the outline for it. Again, this is uploaded in Canvas, and there will be a cover page, then an abstract of not more than 200 words at the beginning of your lit review, and then the literature review. And the goal of the literature review is to reveal what has been reported on the topic, and then in that report, what you're reporting on that literature is to carve out a need for continued research on the topic. And this needs to be submitted as a Word file through Canvas, and this is due July 31st. There's going to be examples of dissertations, and chapter 2 of a dissertation is the lit review, and we have good examples in the dissertations that are provided in Canvas. Then the last thing is participation, and participation is active involvement in the course, submitting assignments by the deadline, submitting the reflective commentaries, and completing work in a timely manner. So here's the grading scale. Going up points, and there's a grading scale, and then I also have the policies for late work, academic integrity, included the University of Idaho Classroom Learning Civility Clause, and other University of Idaho policies, and also the library resources. So if you have any questions about the syllabus, do not hesitate to let me know. And let's get out of here. So now let's go to the major assignments. First, the research summary paper. And I have a recording for each of these, and I recorded this last year. And the only thing that's different is it's now EDCI 5700 instead of 570. Everything else is the same. And we also have all of the requirements. And for the first one, the research summary, you can do a summary of any research paper, research article. You can do it of a dissertation, a conference paper, a report. You can. I give students the independence and autonomy to pick one of something that's of interest. I have provided examples for both quantitative and qualitative research. You can pick one of these. It's both referee and peer-reviewed journal articles. Some of these are articles that I've written or I've been a part of. Dissertations, and I did put my dissertation from 20 years ago up there, and then conference papers. And then also qualitative papers. So you only have, You only have to do a summary on one paper. It can be from one of these. It can be from something that's of interest to you in an area of interest, that area of research that is along your line. So that is the research summary, and this is due. Let's see here, get the due date. This is due June 29th. So after a couple weeks into the semester. And if you have any questions about this or any of the assignments, please let me know. So then the next one is the annotated bibliography. And again, here's the uh, instructions that are from the syllabus. And I have provided two examples, and I've also provided the rubric for the bibliography. We'll see if we can get this up real quick. Here's the rubric that I will use when I score the bibliography. So one thing about my grading on the first assignment, the research summary, what I do with all the papers is go through them and provide as much feedback as possible to help you improve your scholarly writing. I'll go through on sentence structure, clarity, verb tense, and also your APA formatting of citations, and also the reference list. And on the first assignment, you submit it, and I 99.9% of the time, I'm going to give full credit on it because it's your first time. But the expectation is that my feedback, my comments and suggestions will be used to improve the future writing assignments. And with the future writing assignments, I go through those and feedback, and we'll use for the annotated bibliography and the lit review, we'll use a rubric to help with that assessment. Okay, let's now go in and we'll go to the last one, the literature review. And again, you've got um, the recording to explain it. And also I have put a link in here to get you back to the research summary dissertations there that you can use those as examples. And I also have the rubric that I use to score. Do not hesitate. Let me know if you have any questions on assignments. And this literature review will be due on July 31st, the day before the end of the semester. And then I do have a link here for scholarly writing tips. And this takes me to a video I recorded several years ago when I taught a quantitative research design course, but it's still good for what you all are doing, the writing in this class. So with Canvas, you can also send emails, and I don't know why that showing access is denied, but you in your Canvas site, you can click on the inbox, and that will get you in there, and you can communicate through email through that function. Or you can use your email, whatever email platform you have. And that concludes my introductory and the instructions to get started for EDCI 5700 for the summer term. As I said, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to let me know. and I look forward to getting to know you over the summer term. Look forward to reading your work and providing feedback to help you improve as scholarly writers. Take care and send me any questions that you have. Bye for now.